Hello again to all our beautiful couples and wedding enthusiasts. Hello again to all our beautiful couples and wedding enthusiasts joining us today from all over the world. I am thrilled to welcome you to another insightful edition of Plan My Wedding's Fireside Chats, where we bring together the creme de la creme of the wedding industry to share their expertise with you. As the founder of Plan My Wedding, a cutting-edge digital platform revolutionizing wedding planning, I understand the importance of having the right tools and guidance for your special day. Our monthly Fireside Chats provide an exclusive opportunity for you to connect with leading wedding vendors in Southern Africa, offering invaluable nuggets of wisdom, tips, and tools to enhance your wedding planning journey. Join us by the virtual Fireside as we explore the world of weddings, empowering you to create the celebration of your dreams. Let the inspiration unfold and let's embark on this exciting journey together. Thank you so much for joining us today, and it's with great pleasure that I introduce our esteemed guest speakers for today's Fireside Chat. The dynamic duo behind Photofundi, a husband and wife team with a soulful mission to weave everlasting memories through their lens. Having personally worked with them, I can attest to the brilliance they bring to capturing the essence of a couple's special day. Photofundi goes beyond traditional photography as they embark on a journey to ensure that every moment, every glance, and every shared smile is immortalized, allowing our couples to vividly relive their happiest moments. Join me in welcoming these passionate visionaries as they share their insights and experience in the art of preserving love and joy through their lens. Thank you so much, Malika and Takunda, for joining us today.
Thank you for having us, Chelsea. How are you?
Great to see you and have you online. I'm going to get right into it. And I know this crazy world of business. I'm sure you guys do too. So I'd love to hear a little bit about your journey as wedding photographers and what really inspired you to get into this crazy world.
Takunda and I have been doing wedding photography for the past 10 years. We were graphic designers by profession, both of us, and we wanted to do something that would make us feel happy. We wanted to be around happy events. We wanted to be around happy people. And it started off as a side hustle, and it has just grown into our only source of income. So we really love concentrating on weddings, and it makes us happy to be around lovebirds.
Couples. Cash flow is always king, hey? So whatever brings in the cash flow. And what would you say your photography style is if a couple had to ask? What really sets you apart in terms of your photography style?
Okay, so for us, it's just creating timeless artwork. So if you have a look at our portfolio, most of our images are timeless. So you can't actually date them unless if you can pick a certain trend or label within the clothing or the dress, but the jacaranda will be there. It will maintain that same nice purple look. We're not going to turn the jacaranda into orange or green. You just see a blooming purple jacaranda behind the couple. So it's more photojournalistic. That's
lovely.
Yeah.
I love that, and I find it so important. One thing we always try and encourage our couples is the timeless part of their weddings, is because in 30 years' time, when you're sitting with your kids or your grandkids and hopefully great grandkids, you want to be able to share those memories and them to look back and hopefully, I mean, who knows with this digital world now where we're going. I don't know if we'll be looking at photo albums anymore in 30 years' time, but it's that timeless is so important to just make sure that it speaks to our great grandkids one day.
Yeah.
Tell me, in terms of trends, have you seen anything lately? I mean, we're in this crazy, fast-paced world at the moment, so we're struggling to keep up with trends as it is, and always trying to be at the forefront of the industry. What sort of trends do you think couples are, should be aware of when they having their wedding captured?
In 2024, most likely we're going to see a lot of weddings without bridal teams. So you won't have the maid of honor, you won't have the best man, you won't have any of the drama that also comes with it. But for us, it's a yin yang situation because we do love bridal teams, but we've also noticed that less means more. You get more time to concentrate on photographing the couple. You have more time of capturing them mingling with their guests because you're not concentrating so much on the emotions of the bridal team. You're not concentrating on the drama that usually surrounds the bridal team. And for me personally, it's a small issue, but whenever we take large groups of people, especially the bridal team, there's always one that never listens to instructions. So you'll have one that will tell, please look at me, and they feel that it's important to concentrate on the person with the cell phone, and then they'll look in that direction. So I would say that because we've actually done a couple of weddings without bridal teams, but I think it's going to be more popular in 2024. And I would be happy to shoot both, but less is more.
It is, and we've definitely seen the micro wedding side of things increase. Obviously with these crazy times after COVID, and couples wanting to just get married and get it done and dusted, rather spend money on sometimes a holiday or whatever the case may be. We're finding that these micro weddings and giving it a more luxurious experience is trending so much more. So they can spend the same amount of money, but do so much more with their money because of the micro wedding. Size is always a contributing factor to the bottom line. So we've definitely noticed a big trend with the micro weddings. Okay. Which moves me on to my next question is, when couples are preparing for their photo shoot, I know this can be a really tricky one. And we often recommend our couples to go for an engagement shoot or something prior to the wedding so that they can actually get familiar and comfortable behind the camera, but also with their photographers. It's so important to have that relationship because then they're comfier behind the lens. What other advice would you say, having been in the industry for so long, what advice would you say and give to couples preparing for their photo shoots?
That's a very good point about having the engagement shoot. I actually feel that every couple that does get married should make sure that their package has an engagement shoot. But also, I feel that a lot of, with the distance, there's a lot of booking online, and you don't really have that one-on-one consultation with your photographer. I would encourage couples that if they can, they should really meet up with their photographers while they're still going through the shopping phase, and they need to connect with their photographer. They need to also consult their photographer. So just as they would with the caterer, and they would offer suggestions like our menu, we would like A, B, C, D, they should also do the same with their photographer. And in that way, the photographer can actually determine how they will photograph them and also what to produce for them, and also if they're a good fit. Often the client thinks that they're a good fit for all photographers, but we've noticed within our 10 years that the photographer also has to warm up to you. The photographer also has to love you, and the photographer has to fall in love with you. So we also have couples that will say, I don't think you're the right fit for us because your style is not exactly what we would want. So they should have a consultation with the photographer in person so that they can determine if they're the right fit and if they'll produce exactly what they want.
So vitally important. I couldn't recommend that more. You guys are journaling one of their biggest days in their life. So it's so important, if you're telling their story, to make sure that there's that connection. And I always say to my couples as well is they need to provide you with guidance as well in terms of what photos to shoot. If there's a child member that's part of the family, maybe a godchild or a godmother or somebody that's really important in the couple's life, you have no idea of who's attending the wedding and who's important to them. And so important for our couples to make a note to you so that you make sure that you capture all the important people at the wedding. So I did have here do you have any advice when selecting a photographer? But I think we've conquered that one. I don't know if you have any
So
other advice.
He's got a lot to add on.
So just research on your photographer style. Go through a full gallery of images. Don't just go on Instagram. We always try and tell our clients, because on Instagram, I'm going to post my best work and you're only seeing about 6 pictures. And on an actual wedding day, we shoot 1,000+ images. So you need to actually take your time, sit down with the photographer, go through a full wedding, understand their shooting style, and not just take at face value what's on their Instagram page. Because you don't know, I might actually be stealing work that I'm posting on my Instagram page, until you have that personal encounter with me where you can actually see a whole portfolio of the stuff that I've done and you can actually understand my style. Then you are in a good position to pick the perfect photographer for yourself.
Yeah, I think that's a very good piece of advice.
I also feel that when clients are shopping for a photographer, one, again, I'll stress this again, they need to see the photographers in person. They need to meet up with them. They need to sit down with them. They need to see what else they're offering. Because sometimes when you go through a package, you get the fright of your life when you just see a figure and you don't really understand what's coming with that package. So when you go to meet your photographer and you sit down with them, they can actually explain to you that no, so we're offering this photo album, we're offering these prints, we're offering this canvas. Once this is all put together, this is what it'll look like, and most likely they'll have samples on hand to show you. So you get a better appreciation of what you're getting for that amount that you're paying. And also, they should also consider the number of hours that the photographers will be working on the day, because a lot of times you miss out on important things because maybe you took the cheaper package that's for 3 hours or 4 hours, and then your grandfather gives the most beautiful speech that's got people in tears during the reception, and no one was
You
there to,
missed that.
because you felt that you couldn't afford that extra amount of time. So I feel that clients should meet in person and they should also discuss the packages that are on offer with the photographer.
And one, just to add on to that, I think one sort of piece of advice I always offer my clients is that it's important to have your timeline to work it backwards. What sort of times are you looking at your speeches? What times are you looking at that? Because if you do, it's important to work it backwards. So start at the end of your day and work it backwards. What do you really want captured out of your big day? And what can you afford to miss and not miss if you are on a budget? Just to think that through, but definitely work through your timeline. And one thing I must definitely add, because I think it's something that we assume in the industry that everybody knows, but I feel like a lot of our couples don't appreciate what actually goes at the time that's taken you guys to go through. Yes, you're charging for a 6 or 8 hour package, but I think these hours, but you 4 or 5 times that in your editing and everything. And I think key components, as opposed to just trying to find the cheapest photographer to capture your wedding day, is not necessarily the best way to look at it, because your editing styles, your time of editing just goes to show it's proof in the pudding. And so really take the time to appreciate your photographer's editing time that goes into your photos. What common mistakes do you find couples make when it comes to wedding photography? I mean, we've had some funny experiences.
Let me bring out the list.
I love it. I've got one too.
Okay. So just going back to what I said, a common mistake is picking your photographer based on Instagram, right? Do thorough research. And another common mistake is picking your photographer based on trends. So you might actually not like the photographer's work, but because maybe they're the most trending photographer on Instagram or on social media, you then use that to select your wedding photography, and you forget about what you actually like. Yeah.
So to expand on what my handsome husband said, also another thing that clients don't keep in mind when they're selecting their photographer is the weather. So sometimes we are natural light photographers. We can shoot because we've got a vast experience, we can shoot any time of the day, anywhere. But our style, we predominantly love to shoot towards sunset. That's how we like to get our romantic pictures of the couple. And then you'll get a client who books you for December, and December is rainy season, and they love your sunset pictures, but they've picked a time during the year that most likely it's going to be cloudy and most likely it's going to be raining. And then they expect you to perform miracles. It's a bit difficult to work under those circumstances. So we encourage clients that when they're picking their photographer, they must look at the style that the photographer has and then also determine their date according to how the photographer shoots. So if the photographer likes to shoot mainly in the decor section where there's the tables, the chairs, the setup, then throughout the year, that person, no problems. Then if you like a natural feel like ours, then you would want to have that sunset shoot like what you've seen in our portfolio or all our pictures that we've shown you. We would encourage you to pick a time where it's summer, the sun sets late, you have ample time for pictures.
The most common thing that wedding clients say, they choose a date when it's rainy season, and they say, we're praying to God it's not going to rain. Then I look at them and I always tell them, the farmers are also looking to God for the rain. So who's he going to take?
He's in a bit of a predicament.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really, because we've had some funny requests. Can you just add a sunset into the back of our photos? So we try our best to perform miracles, but some are out of our hands and out of our control. So
and to all December clients, please make sure you have a tent at your event or you're getting married indoors.
Plan Bs.
Yes.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know if you have any other nuggets, tips, tools that would help our couples. It's been absolutely amazing having you in studio today. We've loved having you, and it's been an absolute honor. But do you have any last sort of final notes for our couples?
Hire us. That's all I can say.
That's a good one. Call to action.
Yeah.
But for me, I think above all, when you're choosing your photographer, just choose someone that you're comfortable around, because you're going to spend the whole day with this person, from literally the time you wake up to the vote of thanks at the end of the day. So be around and hire someone that you're going to be comfortable with, that you're able to laugh with, that you're able to talk with. Even if your shoes are killing you, you should just feel free to say to your photographer, my shoes are killing me. Can I just take them off and we can do the pictures without my shoes? And you don't feel like, oh my gosh, what's this photographer going? How is he going to react? Or what will she say if I behave this way? And choose someone that's going to love you. So you don't only love them, but they should also love you. So that's my tidbit to close the session.
My side note would be, we don't delete photos if we're not fit. So that's a plus.
That's very helpful. Guys, it's been an absolute honor. I really appreciate your time, and thank you for being there for our couples. You're amazing, and I can't wait to see what this year holds for you. To all our beautiful couples, wedding enthusiasts, we will see you again next month for our next live video and fireside chat. Have a lovely day, guys. Bye for now.